Policy renewal transaction. Let us take up policy renewal transaction today. Policy renewals. So what happens when the policy reaches the end of its term? That is what we call as policy expirations. So every policy will have a term which will have inception date and expiry date. So after the policy term is over, there could be three scenarios. These scenarios are either the policy is renewed for the next term, or the insurer offers a renewal to the insured for the next term, but the policy is not taken, or the third scenario which could have been there, that for certain reasons, say for example a bad risk, large claims, etc., the policy is not renewed by the insurance company. So insurance company can also take a call at the time of policy expiration. Renewal is an important activity for client retention. You see, typical management common sense says that to retain a client or to retain an insured is so easy, less costly compared to, say, attracting new business. It is easy for the producers, it is easy for the insurance company. And who would like to, you see, lose good customers? And there is this matrix which is policy retention rate. So if you have a much higher policy retention rate, your insurance company or your insurance carrier will be a profitable one. Moving ahead. So the policy renewal transaction could be an automatic transaction or it could be a manual transaction. The automatic policy renewal transaction is basically triggered when the policy is typically reaching its end of the stage. Say 30 days ahead of policy expiration, the policy renewal is triggered in an automated through and through manner. However, there could be situations where policy could be renewed in a manual process. So when do we take up manual renewal? Manual renewals are typically taken up when there is a difference in coverages, when the manual renewal is flagged because the policy is being identified as a bad risk, etc. And then there are certain policies and certain coverages in which manual renewal is the norm, wherein an underwriter intervention is necessary to issue a policy even if it is a renewal. So mandatory underwriter intervention. Renewal will create a new policy term. Please remember, whenever the policy will be renewed, a new policy term will be created. And typically, a new policy number will also be issued. Moving ahead. Now let us see how this renewal is being taken up in the renewal wizard in the guide wire when the renewal is being taken up in a manual manner. So an expert will start the renew transaction for the policy. The existing policy contract will be edited for new covers, for new conditions. There will be a quote. This quote has to be acceptable to the client. There are associated policy forms. This quote form the part of the billing. As these billings are done and invoices are generated, and as these premiums are paid by the insured, the policy is in the bind state and the renewal is complete. There is one more concept available for insurance carriers, and this is how they handle it in Guidewire, which is controlling the renewal direction. So how can we control the renewal direction, especially for those of automated renewals? How this renewal direction can be controlled? You see, let us say there is an automated renewal, and this renewal is to happen in some time. This automated renewal could be set to a non-renewal for a given policy, or renewal direction could be set into a manual renewal. At a time, only one renewal direction will be in force or will be active. So this is all about the policy renewals. Renewals could be automatic, renewals could be manual. Manual renewals are typically handled by the renewal wizard in Guidewire. And then when the policy reaches its end of the term, it could either be renewed. Remember these words: renewed, not taken, and not renewed. So renewal means a typical, the policy is getting renewed, and higher renewal rates is basically higher policy retention rate, and which is good for the insurance company, good for the producer, and good for the insured himself. Thank you. This is your trainer Vijay Shukla signing off for now.